What if I told you that one simple vitamin could influence your brain, your sleep, your immune system, your muscles, your heart, and even your mood? And what if millions of people are deficient in it without even realizing it? Most people think of vitamin D as just the bone vitamin. Many assume it is only important for calcium or for preventing bone problems in older adults. However, modern science has revealed something far more interesting. Vitamin D is not just a regular vitamin. In many ways, it behaves more like a hormone that communicates with cells across the entire body. When vitamin D levels are normal, many biological systems work smoothly together. But when levels drop, the effects can slowly begin to appear in many different parts of the body, often without people realizing the connection. Unlike many other vitamins, vitamin D has a unique role in human biology. Almost every cell in the body contains receptors specifically designed to respond to vitamin D. These receptors allow cells to receive signals from vitamin D and adjust their behavior accordingly. Because vitamin D is fat-soluble, it can easily pass through the outer membrane of a cell and enter its interior. Once inside the cell, vitamin D travels toward the nucleus, which acts as the control center of cellular activity. The nucleus contains the genetic instructions that determine how the cell functions. When vitamin D binds to its receptor inside the nucleus, it can influence how certain genes are expressed. Scientists estimate that vitamin D can influence hundreds of genes related to immune defense, inflammation control, metabolism, and cell growth. This is why vitamin D affects far more than just bones. It acts as a signaling molecule that helps coordinate multiple systems within the body. One of the most surprising aspects of vitamin D deficiency is how quietly it develops. Unlike some health problems that produce sudden pain or dramatic symptoms, low vitamin D levels often progress slowly. Many people continue their daily routines without realizing anything is wrong. Over time, however, subtle changes may begin to appear. A person may feel more tired than usual, even after adequate sleep. They may find it harder to concentrate or stay mentally sharp during the day. Some people begin experiencing muscle aches, low energy, or frequent infections. Because these symptoms can have many possible causes, vitamin D deficiency often goes unnoticed for long periods of time. Yet inside the body, the lack of this important regulatory signal can slowly affect several biological systems. The brain is one of the organs that responds strongly to vitamin D levels. Vitamin D receptors are found in multiple regions of the brain responsible for learning, memory, and emotional regulation. One important system influenced by vitamin D is the circadian rhythm. This rhythm is the internal biological clock that tells the body when to be awake and when to sleep. When vitamin D levels are balanced, the body's signals between daytime alertness and nighttime rest remain more stable. But when vitamin D levels drop, this rhythm can become less clear. Some individuals begin to experience difficulty falling asleep or staying asleep throughout the night. Others may sleep for long hours but still wake up feeling exhausted. Over time, these sleep disturbances can contribute to fatigue, reduced productivity, and decreased overall well-being. Vitamin D also plays a role in maintaining cognitive function. Areas of the brain involved in memory and attention rely on healthy communication between nerve cells. Vitamin D helps regulate certain chemical messengers that allow neurons to send signals efficiently. When vitamin D levels become too low, these processes may become less effective. People sometimes notice that they forget small details more easily or have difficulty maintaining focus on tasks. Mental processing may feel slower, and concentration may require greater effort. In older adults, researchers frequently observe low vitamin D levels in individuals with neurodegenerative conditions such as Alzheimer's disease and Parkinson's disease. While vitamin D deficiency alone does not cause these diseases, insufficient levels may contribute to increased inflammation and reduced protection of nerve cells. Mood regulation is another area where vitamin D appears to have an influence. Many people notice that their mood changes during seasons when sunlight exposure becomes limited. This is partly because the skin produces vitamin D when exposed to ultraviolet light from the sun. When sunlight exposure decreases, vitamin D production may decline as well. Vitamin D participates in the regulation of neurotransmitters that help stabilize emotional balance. When levels are low, individuals may experience reduced motivation, persistent fatigue, or mild depressive feelings. These emotional changes are often subtle, but can gradually affect daily life and overall motivation. The immune system is another complex network that depends on vitamin D for proper regulation. Contrary to popular belief, vitamin D does not simply boost immunity. Instead, it helps the immune system remain balanced. Almost every immune cell in the body contains receptors that respond to vitamin D signals. These include both the innate immune system, which provides immediate defense against invading microbes, and the adaptive immune system, which learns to recognize specific pathogens over time. Vitamin D helps these systems respond effectively to threats, while preventing excessive inflammation that could damage healthy tissues. When vitamin D levels are low, immune responses can become less coordinated. Some individuals may experience more frequent respiratory infections or slower recovery from illness. In addition, vitamin D deficiency has been associated with autoimmune disorders such as rheumatoid arthritis and systemic lupus erythematosus, conditions in which the immune system mistakenly attacks the body's own tissues. Vitamin D also affects tissues that are directly exposed to the environment, including the skin and hair follicles. Healthy skin relies on proper cellular turnover and repair processes, many of which are influenced by vitamin D signaling. When vitamin D levels decline, the skin may gradually become drier, more sensitive, or slower to heal from minor injuries. Hair follicles also require vitamin D during certain stages of their growth cycle. Low levels may contribute to increased hair shedding or slower hair regrowth. Although these changes may not appear severe, they can signal underlying imbalances within the body. Muscle health is another area where vitamin D plays an important role. Muscle cells depend on precise calcium signaling to contract and relax efficiently. Vitamin D helps regulate calcium levels within these cells, allowing muscles to function properly. When vitamin D levels drop, some individuals may experience muscle weakness, stiffness, or cramps. Athletes and physically active individuals may notice that their muscles recover more slowly after exercise. In older adults, vitamin D deficiency has been associated with reduced muscle strength and a greater risk of falls, highlighting the importance of maintaining adequate levels throughout life. Despite its many roles in the body, vitamin D's traditional function in bone health remains essential. Vitamin D allows the intestines to absorb calcium effectively from food. Without sufficient vitamin D, even a calcium-rich diet may not support proper bone mineralization. Over time, low vitamin D levels can contribute to decreased bone density and conditions such as osteoporosis. Weak bones become more prone to fractures, especially in older adults. In children, severe deficiency can affect skeletal development and bone growth, emphasizing how critical this nutrient is at every stage of life. One reason vitamin D deficiency is so common today is the dramatic change in modern lifestyles. The human body originally evolved to produce vitamin D naturally through regular exposure to sunlight. When ultraviolet light reaches the skin, a chemical reaction begins that ultimately produces vitamin D. However, many people now spend most of their time indoors, working in offices, studying in classrooms, or engaging with digital devices. Sunscreen, clothing coverage, and urban living can further limit the amount of sunlight reaching the skin. As a result, even individuals living in sunny regions may develop low vitamin D levels. Maintaining healthy vitamin D levels usually involves a combination of factors. Moderate sunlight exposure allows the body to produce vitamin D naturally. Certain foods can also contribute small amounts, including fatty fish, eggs, and fortified dairy products. However, diet alone often does not provide sufficient quantities for many individuals. In some cases, healthcare professionals may recommend supplementation to restore optimal levels, especially for older adults or individuals with limited sun exposure. Vitamin D illustrates how a single nutrient can influence a wide range of biological processes. Rather than acting on just one organ, it functions as a regulatory signal that helps maintain balance across many systems of the body. From supporting immune defenses and brain function to maintaining muscle strength and bone stability, its influence is surprisingly widespread. When vitamin D levels decline, the body rarely shows immediate warning signs. Instead, subtle imbalances slowly appear across different systems. Over time, these small changes can accumulate and affect overall health. Understanding the importance of vitamin D helps highlight how interconnected the body's systems truly are, and why maintaining adequate levels of this nutrient is an important part of long-term health.